Welcome back, Fan Duelers, and we are back. Grade A Fantasy is back for a final preview. Well, my final preview of week 2 with some injury news updates and the fantasy impact that they create. A lot of injury news, man. If there's one thing, if you could see the thumbnail of this, if you see the thumbnail of the video, I mean, man, if there's one thing that's a big story is, man, these injuries are getting kind of depressing. A lot of the really talented and fun players that we want to watch every Sunday, despite fantasy implications, a lot of these guys are getting hurt, and man, I don't think I've ever seen so many hamstring injuries before. But let's get right into it. But before that, once again, I'd like to promote the league that I'm throwing on in FanDuel, Legends of DFS. Some family, co-workers, and friends. They are in this league. We've had it, up to 10. We do it about $10 a week and everything like that. So now with the new FanDuel options and everything, in most cases you need the league to be full to go. Last year, the settings changed where even if one person didn't make it in, they will still run your league. Now they just have the auto size or auto refill in a way where if somebody forgets to put in their lineup or whatever the case is, they'll automatically resize your league, and then the prize will shrink, but at least you're still playing for some type of money instead of the league going free play. So other than that, what I would like to say is, if you are interested, and I am highly interested in getting some subscriber competition or any listener competition, please put your FanDuel name in the comment section. Not only that, like and subscribe, but put your FanDuel name in the comment section. Most likely, I'll definitely be paying attention to that. And obviously, week 2 is about to start, so I really can't add or change anything. But if you do get your name into this video, into the comment section, I could definitely add you, invite you, and have you in the contest for week 3. And let's get that nice little prize pool up. It's a little fun with your boy Grade A Fantasy and his friends and family. So, nice little $10 a week besides whatever GPPs and other cash games that you're playing. So yeah, small cash field, and got some talented players in there, some creative minds. So it should be a lot of fun. So once again, Legends of DFS is my league in FanDuel. You'll see it on the invite. League ran by YouTuber Grade A Fantasy. And yeah, drop the name and everything exactly how it's spelled in FanDuel. I will search it up on my account, send you the invite, and you'll be ready for week 3. Now let's get on with these injuries. So the reason why I will start looking at this guy right here, I told you from my last video, I am big on the redemption of Josh Allen, and now especially with Joe Burrow. Baltimore Ravens have officially ruled out Ronnie Stanley, Tyler Linbaum, that's the left tackle and the center. The bigger news for Joe Burrow is the fact that he won't have to worry about Marcus Williams and Marlon Humphrey, two of the main key guys in the defensive backfield for the Los Angeles Raiders for the Baltimore Ravens. So with that being said, what we need to understand is now Joe Burrow stacks, you actually might be comfortable drawing a double stack and having both wide receivers as in Jamar Chase, who is the top ranked at 8,400, and then you might even be able to double stack with T. Higgins. A bit pricey, yes, but I think it's definitely worth it this week. Ravens always have a formidable front seven. Joe Mixon has had some games good against the Ravens, but instead of single stacking now, a double stack with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is definitely looking more upwards. Those projections, whether if you're using stochastic, fantasy labs, whatever you use, some of these guys should at least increase with some fantasy points. Or in that case, if you're sports betting, some of their props should be inflated. So if I were y'all, whatever they are on Sportsbook, you need to get on those props now, especially for the yards and the catches. Before we do, now let's move on. And then now what we'll do is we'll stay with the Ravens, and at least we get one of the top guys back. Well, it's confirmed that one of the top tight ends are back. We will now have Mark Andrews, yes, he still has the Q there, but Mark Andrews had his first full practice of the year. He was limited the last 2 days. Reports say he did look good, but they're just, being cautious. He kind of went full speed today. There was no setbacks. So I think Mark Andrews is ready to go and make his debut at Cincinnati. Will stay at tight end. And the top guy, Travis Kelce, he is still questionable. He is once again a true game time decision, but news has it that Andy Reid expects him to play. He did practice in a limited basis, but he said he did look fine, has had a lot of rest and treatment on that leg. Still no full news if he plays. Will he be rocking a brace or anything like that? So Travis Kelce is still questionable. He is a true game time decision. One of the guys that I spoke about and told you to look out for earlier, Jacoby Myers, is now out. So now we get to scroll all the way down, and finally it seems like he's been on a hiatus for a year and a week now. But he's the guy that I said you need to watch out for. It's now confirmed. This is definitely somebody that I'll be getting into my lineups when I'm playing this weekend's 25 max, and I'll try to see what other contests I'll play. But Hunter Renfrow, definitely rock. He'll be maintaining the slot, of course. Hunter Renfrow will definitely, after not getting any targets, he's at least going to get, I at least say he's going to get at least 7 to 9 targets for Jimmy G. Him being in the slot, Jimmy G is a very patient. He doesn't take too many deep shots, but a guy with Hunter Renfrow's playing style, he's definitely in the more favorable range of how he runs his routes for Jimmy G to hit him in the flats and over the middle. So I really expect Hunter Renfrow most likely to be very low owned. There's a lot of value with other running backs, so I really think a lot of people are going to pay up for the Diggs, the Sun God Amon St. Brown, like I said, Jamar Chase, and others like that. But I really think he's somebody that's good for a budget play. 5,100 is not going to kill your lineup. I really think Hunter Renfrow is at least able this week with the catches and sometimes yards at the catch. He's not the best yards at the catch, but if he catches the right seam at one point and maybe even get a touchdown out in the flat inside the 10 and the 5, Hunter Renfrow, obviously the touchdown will bring him to, like, once you get the touchdown with his catches and yards, he's looking at double figures. But if he gets no touchdowns, then Hunter Renfrow is good for, like I said, I honestly feel 5 to 7 catches and somewhere in between the range of 55 to 70 yards, maybe ceiling looking at somewhere between 70 and 80. Then he does his thing or whatever. He pretty much works his value. Somebody at 5,100, you're at least hoping for him to, like, at least 2.1, 2.3x at least the most for 10 to 12, 13 points tops. But if Hunter Renfrow could at least give you 10, 11, 12, he does his thing. And now let's move on. We're going to stay in the wide receiver lane here, and let's move on up. We are going to move on up a little bit here, and I'm about to pull up on them right now. Bang, there we go. People like me, Broncos fans, and other fantasy people are happy to see Jerry Jeudy in action. He is cleared. He is fully cleared. Ready to roll, according to Broncos coaching staff. Looked good early in practice and finished strong in the Friday practice. Jerry Jeudy is ready to go. Honestly, yes, Cortland Sutton is fine, but when it comes to chemistry, the best chemistry last year, even in that horrible season, was Russell Wilson to Jerry Jeudy. I know Russell will be happy to have him back. So the Broncos, who are very light on weapons, the wide receiver corps has been decimated from the preseason with Hinton and Hamler, so on and so forth, and now Dolchus is out. So Jerry Jeudy fully ready to roll against Washington. Washington has always been a sturdy defense, but hey, they're better to beat on the pass than they are on the run. So I really feel that it's a big deal for them. Now I really think that in this case, for the Broncos style of play, will they run the ball? Of course, but I really think the Broncos need to hit them in the air, hit them through the air or whatever. And Jerry Jeudy is that kind of guy from the slot, from the outside, in motion, standard. He can hit them deep, hit them short, crossing routes. Jerry Jeudy is the all-around threat for the Denver Broncos, so he definitely gives a big boost to Russell Wilson. And speaking of Russell Wilson, we'll go to the quarterbacks real quick. And something that I didn't expect, but this kind of came out of nowhere. Now, I don't really think this is anything. I just think this is Houston being compliant with the rules of the NFL to report injuries. So, CJ Stroud, after pretty much practicing in full Wednesday, Thursday, came up with like a shoulder issue. So, he was limited Friday. So, I guess, it's automatic that, if he's on the injury report, I guess he's questionable. But I don't think this is really much. Now, for the team itself, the way Houston is set up, I mean, you got somebody like Davis Mills, who's pretty much had a year and I think he's had 21 games in total as Houston starter. So if something does happen, there's some type of setback. I mean, yes, he's not the best quarterback in the world, but Davis Mills is capable to still have one of my picks, Robert Woods, still be productive. And I think, obviously, with no Brandon Cooks, I honestly think Davis Mills was still keying on Robert Woods the way he keyed in on Brandon Cooks when he was the starting QB all last year. And then, of course, the big talk, probably one of the biggest piece of news when it comes to injuries. Now, I honestly don't think he's going to play, but they still have him marked as questionable. But the hamstring injuries, look here, man. I'm somebody, once again, I'll tell you, I'm narrative. The hamstring injuries, look here, I don't think he's playing. They need as many weapons to protect their quarterback, and I really don't think Aaron Jones is gonna. Now, obviously, they're not making it a big thing, but he has not practiced all week, not even limited practice, anything, no gingerly sideline stuff, nothing. So, once again, like I said, starting from last year, if you heard videos in the past, Fan Duel was prepared for this, and they have AJ Dillon only a little bit under him. He's at 7,000. So you're just literally looking for AJ to just bring in the volume. He's not a budget play. This is not one of those where it's like the Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow situation. Jacoby Myers wasn't that expensive, but Hunter Renfrow is like not too far from the minimum. I think he's like about 1,100 from the minimum. So you're definitely looking for the volume play. Falcons' run defense is pretty good, but I will definitely take a few shots at A.J. Dillon this week. But like I said, a lot of news still to be known. Like I said, the Travis Kelce, questionable. He's the actual true game time decision. The Aaron Jones, I got a feeling y'all going to get the news that he's going to be ruled out by tomorrow afternoon when some teams do their final walkthrough. So, I mean, Green Bay travels, so maybe the Aaron Jones news will happen maybe either late in the evening or when they do their warm-ups, but I really don't know. Normally when the team is at home, that news will normally come out Saturday, but the fact that they travel, that might come out that news might come out Sunday morning during like early warm-ups, like around 10, 11 o'clock. That game's on the East Coast, so that news might pop up like 10, 11 Eastern while they're doing pregame on the field. So, but yeah, I'm not really looking forward to thinking that Aaron, he's not in my plans for any lineups. And even if he does play, I really think he's going to be limited. So he's definitely somebody that I'm not looking at. I mean, other than AJ Dillon, I don't think that they'll give the whole workload to AJ Dillon like that. So if that's the case, then I also would like to bring the fact that after AJ Dillon, I think the next person will probably be Patrick Taylor. He's the only other person that's had like running back carries in the past when Aaron Jones is dinged up. AJ Dillon will get he'll get a majority share, but I really do think Patrick Taylor, all the way down at 5,300, should get a look. He is a GPP play in a way. Once again, the Packers will focus on a short game and a run game, and then they'll try to open it up with play action with Jordan Love, but they're not ready to let Jordan Love totally take the wings. As you can see there, had a convincing game, but guess what? A lot of short passes, was efficient, didn't even get over 30 attempts. So that is a pure rush rush-oriented offense until they feel Jordan Love is ready to take the ranks and take full control. Because in today's game, if your quarterback is not getting over 30 attempts, I mean, 27 is decent, but if your quarterback is not getting 30 or more attempts, then yeah, that's a pure run-oriented offense. So definitely A.J. Dillon should look at a lot of work, just value-wise. He's definitely look at the risk. But like I said, you're not getting a big discount. And then, of course, the other big news, we'll just switch this real quick. And let me go back this way. And there you go. We now have, it's pretty much official, Austin Ekler downgraded to doubtful. So here's the big news about that. We'll finish off this video with the big news. Austin Ekler, one of the favorite fantasy players in the last couple of years, definitely a lot of people's favorite this year. Season long, he was probably a lot of people's number one. The talk was, if you're not going Justin Jefferson, if you're not going Travis Kelce, if you're not focused on Patrick Mahomes, like I said, everybody has a different draft strategy. If it wasn't going Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or something like that, you either going Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey, or Austin Ekler. Austin Ekler already hurt, so now you got Joshua Kelly, Isaiah Spiller. And let me tell you something. I understand this is something that, you know, a lot of people can get excited. It's an exciting offense to be part of. But with this new regime, this is they're just focusing on the run more. They know they have Justin Herbert back there, but this offense is running the ball more. So in that case, can Joshua Kelly see some carries? I do see Joshua Kelly being the main guy. He's going to be the main home run guy. The main running back, the first and second down guy, I should say. He only got targeted once last week. Obviously, the targets go to Ekler. I really think against the, like I said, Tennessee is, for the last 3-4 years, like Tampa Bay, has always finished at least in the top 5, 6, or 7. Tampa Bay in the last few years, or I think they finished in the top 3 when it comes to ranked against the run. And like I said, the way to beat Tennessee is through the air. So I still like the stacks of Ekler, of Herbert, Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams. But if you're looking for a pure GPP player, and he's gonna definitely open up he'll definitely opens up a lot of space for salary, then hey, you'll probably be looking at Isaiah Spiller. Had some runs or whatever, but he definitely looks like more of the third down back. So he'll be the one looking to at least take on some of the Austin Ekler responsibility. And at 47, but this is a pure GPP play right here, because as you can see, it's obvious. They had Austin Ekler there last week, but even before the ankle injury, Joshua Kelly still had 16 carries. He still had a decent amount of carries before he finished off with 16 carries. They want to use 2 running backs. They want to run the ball more. They're not going to put it all on Joshua Kelly. So I definitely see Isaiah Spiller coming in on the third downs and getting a nice little value. I definitely see the Joshua Kelly, Isaiah Spiller split looking like it could, with 2 backups, and then you ride the hot hand. This definitely looks like a 55-45 kind of thing. Obviously, if you're getting the first 2 downs and another guy's constantly getting the third down, then it's possibly looking more like a 65-35, 60-40 kind of deal. But like I said, with no Ekler, it's either Isaiah Spiller is going to take some of those backfield out in the flat catches, or when you leave at least 9 to 11 targets, which is sometimes what Ekler has. Like, let's take a look at last week. Like I said, Tennessee's a team that you do beat them through the air. Let's not even worry about the other stats, but Ekler had 5 targets last week, but he ran 16 times. It's a new regime, so last year that 5 targets, you probably could have added 4. You probably could have added 4 or 5 more targets. So when you're looking at that, I really think that it's really Joshua Kelly and Isaiah Spiller looking at the third down duties. But both will get their time. As you can see, 2 running backs are a big plan of this offense. So it's one of those things, like I said, if Joshua Kelly is getting the crazy ownership, I think he's an easy fade, because I really think that if he gets goal line looks, fine. But if they're able to beat that weak secondary from the 20 or the 30-yard line with some deep Mike Williams throws, and I think Mike Williams actually has some good height advantage on some of the smaller cornerbacks for Tennessee, and then you got Keenan Allen over out in the flat making crossing routes. The Joshua Kelce hype. There's other people that I would like to go to without even switching my screen. Remember, he's around. Joshua Kelce, and like I said, I've been doing my own research, building my own lineups. Joshua Kelce is around when it comes to pricing. Joshua Kelce is around these guys right here. I mean, $6,100 Justin Hill at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not the best run defense in the world. You got Dameon Pierce at like $6,000 against Indianapolis. That's not the best run defense in the world. Samaje Perine, $6,200. Going against a very stout run defense, but Samaje Perine could definitely still be sharing the backfield work and getting receptions. He scored almost 10 points last week for $6,200, and then you still got Rachaad White at $6,200. He's right there on top of him. So 100 over most people's probably top cash game back Rachaad White. And then on top of Joshua Kelce, you got people that's still going to like David Montgomery. He looked good. He's going against a poor run defense. You got Damian Harris in Buffalo. And then just what? I'm not going to lie. Over Joshua Kelce for another $100 more, you got the guy who's literally pretty much damn near the heart and soul left of the offense. You got James Conner, who's a dual threat back. He's a 3-down back, so he doesn't come out much as long as he doesn't get hurt, for $6,400. So I'm just giving good options. I'm willing to see. I can't wait to see actually what the news on these guys are and what the ownership comes out to be. What the ownership will be. So if anything, I really think that there's a high possibility that if it's a high ownership probability, depending on what you're using, then I think Joshua Kelce is a fade. If the ownership is fair, he's still worth a look anyway. But I plan to be lower than the field if the ownership is a little too high, because I just gave you at least 4 to 5 running backs that I feel that are literally around his salary that I think are way better options than Joshua Kelce. It's exciting to be part of that kind of offense, but the fact that the style of running back that he is going against a tough run defense, I think he could literally get scripted out, and then you might have Joshua Kelce catch a pass or two, but Spiller catch more passes, and then, like I said, no Ekler definitely allows, even in this more run-oriented offense, it allows more targets for Williams, Gerald Everett, and Keenan Allen. So that's the news right there. I wish everybody the best of luck. And hey man, good luck this week. It's exciting. There's a lot of options and a lot of ways to go. It seems like it might be scripted again to go low on running back to get the high price wide receivers. But hey, like I said, it's fantasy. Anything can happen. I'm still making my lineups. Like I said, I'm in my private league. I'm in the 25 max. Still undecided what satellites I want to jump into. And who knows, I might just throw whatever I feel on my favorite lineups. I might just throw them in a million. Hey, treat it like a lottery ticket. You got to be in it to win it. So once again, hopefully y'all enjoyed the content and the DFS advice for this weekend on Fan Duel. Once again, if you're interested in joining the league, Legends of DFS, please drop your Fan Duel name in the comments section. Please leave a like and a subscribe. And hey, most importantly, good luck. Get your news. We are about, what is it fair to say, 24, I guess, like what, 36 hours from the slate, I guess. I think it's fair to say at this point. Something like that. Well, we're pretty much damn near a day left. We're like, yeah, I would say like 36 hours, something like that. But other than that, let me wrap this one up. We're hitting about the 24-minute mark, so I hope you all love the content. Once again, like and subscribe. Good luck this weekend. This is Grade A Fantasy, signing off.